It is part two of Lancers versus Rams Lady Edition, as the men's Rams edged out the Lancers in the final game of the men's bracket today. It's the 1, 2, 3, and 4 moving on to the semis. For the women, Bruton Parker with a memorable comeback as the 2 seed will face the 3 seed Roberts Wesleyan tomorrow night here in Manahan Orthopedic Capital Center in white. The Bluefield Lady Rams out of Virginia in black, the hosts, the Grace College Lady Lancers out of Winona Lake, Indiana. I'm Daniel Gilman, welcoming you back into this production of the NCCAA National Championships, round 1. And the first shot of the game is Emily Hart, the junior from Independence, Virginia, from the left flank, no good from 3. And now we'll see Grace and Brooke Sugg take it up and chuck one from the top of the key from 3, no good. Early deep action we've seen from these two lady teams as Danae Cox drives in. It's bounced off the face of Kaylee Warble down low, and going the other way in black is Grace, and a double dribble called. Grace goes out with a starting 5 quite similar to their entire season, a 16-15 record led by first-year head coach Dan Davis. It's Kiana Stoll, Cameron Hotstedler, Veronica Drake, Brooke Sugg, and Kaylee Warble, as we see Sierra Cook take the ball off. She's alongside Danae Cox, Emily Hart, who had the long 3, Tiana Crockett, and Haley Turman, the 5 for Corey Mullins in his 5th season at the helm of the Lady Rams, coming off of a 15-16 2018. Now they're 16-16, and a Mid-East Championship win over Oakland City has the Bluefield Lady Rams at 4, and an air ball just about 1.5 minutes in gives the ball back to the Lady Lancers. 4 10-minute quarters, double bonus at 5 fouls each. Media timeout under 5 of each quarter as Haley Turman comes through with the first bucket of the game for the technically visiting Grace College Lady Lancers, though trailing seed in this matchup, as we saw the same case with the 5-seeded Grace College men. Into a trap in the corner, the pass goes to Tiana Crockett. Crockett, a floater from about 15, no good. Picked up on the fly by Stoll, the sophomore guard from Walkerton, Indiana. Stoll averaging 9.5 points a game. Veronica Drake is the one to watch, though, as she drops this one in. 4-0 Grace. Drake, 3rd team all-conference, all-tournament team here last season as Grace College went out in the first round. Grace lost in the first round to Emmanuel for the last 2 years, so they'll try to shed that one off with no Emmanuel College here. Racing down the middle and forcing a timeout is the bucket by Cameron Hotstedler. 6 early points for the host, trying to avenge their male counterparts' loss to the Rams by 3 earlier today. We'll take a break as Corey Mullins wants to talk things over, the former Presbyterian College assistant coach. Take a quick break right here on NCCAA.org. Everyone loves a good rematch, and I mentioned these two teams just faced off in the men's bracket. Well, these two teams, the lady versions, played each other in the consolation game round 2 back in 2017 right here in the national championship, and Grace edged out Bluefield 57-56 as Danae Cox missed a pair of free throws, and Kelsey Peterson, who graduated last season, hit a pair of free throws with 2 seconds left. So we'll see if high drama is in front of us here tonight as well, as Bluefield gets on the board. It's swung right back outside. Again, Kaylee Warble comes through, and it's 8-2. Here's Tiana Crockett, one of 12 players from the state of Virginia, as Cox runs down the lane and gets bumped, so she'll go to the line for 2. Cox, a senior from Richmond, transfer from Chowan University. So Cox will send her team leading 81% free throw shooting to the line, and the right-hander hits the first. Turman comes out as she's seen her counterpart, Kaylee Warble, put a couple easy buckets in. Instead, it'll be the all-defensive team member, Courtney Kendrick. Number 20, the senior forward for Bluefield, as they save this one. And it gets knocked out of bounds. So Bluefield will have life again after the missed free throw. It's 8-3, just about 3.5 minutes in. Roberts Wesleyan defeated Hiawassee 76-54, and then Bruton Parker, as I mentioned, a 19-point comeback to edge Judson University, and Emmeline Wright 41 points. A 75-72 win earlier for the 2 seed. Now we'll see Bluefield against Grace, followed by the defending champs Mid-America against the 8 seed Yellowstone, and a long possession for Bluefield ends as Grace drew it up with a shot clock violation. 4 early points by Warble, the team lead, 2 for Drake, 2 for Hotstetler. If you're just joining us, Bluefield has had a bit of a rocky start here midway through the first quarter. Tiana Crockett's got a pair of points. Cox just knocked in a free throw. And it's 8-3 Grace. The 4 seed Bluefield, the 5 seed Grace, as a long 3 from Stoll can't fall. These teams so far 0 for 4 from the 3-point lane. Good pass inside. Here's the lay-in from Kendrick, and she gets 2 quickly off the bench. Courtney Kendrick averaging 11.5 a game, only sitting for the 7th time this season. Strange, but they wanted to use her off the bench apparently. Turman doesn't get too many starts. She has started the last 2 though, and now 3 straight. But she comes out quickly for Kendrick, and we'll see the Lady Lancers try to extend their lead as Stoll goes to the line, shooting 72%. Adds the free throw, and it's 9-5. Make it 10-5. Some trouble getting it in for Emily Hart, but eventually swung out to the left to Sierra Cook. Wide open, Cox decides to drive, goes around Turman. Excuse me, that's Warble. And then a foul on the loose ball goes against Courtney Kendrick. Kendrick nursing a bit of an injury, it looks like, on her right leg. She's hobbling and has a lengthy leg brace, probably the reason she didn't get the start tonight. Hotstetler takes the ball up, named to the all-freshman team in the Crossroads League this season, and she gets fouled driving to the left. Hotstetler, a big reason that Grace College sits here with the at-large bid. Hotstetler averaging 9 and 2, dropped 27 points in the overtime loss to Indiana Wesleyan in the first round of their conference tournament. With it now is Sugg, the 5'1 senior from Fishers. Drops it down low, looking for some room. Veronica Drake. Deep shot from the corner, no good. Drake was named to the all-team here in this tournament last season. Cox posts up, drops it to Cook. We'll see what Sierra Cook chooses to do. Lots of options in the corner, an open 3, no good from Cox. Cox repping the 0-0 here today. As Sugg has to choose what to do. Shake and bake and bop! Wow! Brooke Sugg put the defender on skates and extends the lead to 13-5. Now Hart trying to make amends for her defensive blunder, trying to get past Sugg, but it gets settled down. Tight man defense here right in the middle. Kendrick finds a soft spot. 13-7 now. Good switch there on the outside defensively by the Lady Rams. Inside, this is Warble. She's blocked by Kendrick, one of the top defensive players in the entire conference of the Appalachian Athletic for Bluefield. And now a turnover brings us to our first media timeout. Oh, pardon me, it's just going to be a substitution instead. And quite the substitution for Grace, as we'll see Brooke Treadway come in, along with Lexi Minix, Brielle Wilson, Lauren Godfrey, and Pam Miller. A full 5 sub out for Dan Davis. Hockey rotations here for Grace. As Bluefield makes a couple substitutions as well, they bring in Tiana Scott. Deep three, offensive rebound, corralled by Miller. Pam, a senior from Claypool, Indiana. Wearing the red headband is Lauren Godfrey. She dishes it inside. A little bit of miscommunication with Treadway. Turns it over, but the ball bounces off of a white jersey and it stays with Grace. Godfrey looking for an angle and finds Pam Miller standing at the top of the key. Defended by Kiera Bell Lanier, and it bounces off of her foot. Both coaches get quite vocal here. Not happy with their team's performance recently, and through 7 minutes, we only have 20 combined points. These two teams, Bluefield more of a defensive, struggling power. 60 points for, 59 points against. Grace College, the opposite, 73 points per game. A high-flying, deep shooting team. 66 points against for the Lady Lancers. Here's Brielle Wilson, freshman. Swung to the top, finding it down low. Treadway, off the backboard and in. Treadway picks up a bucket. She had 2 points her last time out, played 31 minutes in the overtime loss. That was back in early March in the Crossroad Leagues tournament. Good ball movement from Bluefield College. Finds an open Tiana Scott off the bench, front rim. Two teams really struggling from deep, and an over the back is called. Kiera Bell Lanier got called for the over the back. 4th team foul already, so now in the double bonus is Grace. They got 2 minutes and 20 seconds to work, leading 15-7. After this morning, I can tell you no lead is safe, as Judson was up for the majority of the game, about 98%, looking for the upset over Bruton Parker. We're looking for our first upset of this tournament, men or women, as Treadway leads through. And while a 5-over-4 wouldn't be too big of one, it would finally disrupt the flow of the top seeds advancing. A little too much hip checking, and the foul is called against Brielle Wilson. All but 2 players on this Grace team are from the state of Indiana. Hostetler, one from Ohio, as the all-freshman team member in the Crossroads Classic out there. We're getting ready to get back out there for Grace. The second line, as you might call it, comes through with another turnover. It's Treadway ripping it away from Scott. Down in the paint, back to Treadway. Finds an open lane, it's Minix, Lexi Minix as junior. Left side, deep three from Godfrey's no good. Another offensive rebound though. Up next, Mid-America Christian against Yellowstone Christian, a rematch of last year's first round blowout. As Wilson tries to drive and calmly bounces it off the defender. Sierra Cook, a transfer from Mid-Atlantic Christian, comes back in for Tiana Scott, who's had a bit of a tough go coming off the bench. Getting ready for the double ball screen. Minix with some room to work, over to Wilson from the top of the key. The pass to no one, it's an offensive foul regardless. Wilson haphazardly drives down the lane. We got a couple scoreless runs here. Bluefield hasn't scored in 3 minutes. In the midst, we've seen Grace on a 9-2 run. Olivia Pearson comes in for Brielle Wilson after the offensive foul. Double team, the trap comes. Last time they were called for the foul. Bluefield does a good job getting away from it, in the open shot from the corner by Kent misses her first miss of the night. 40 seconds in the first quarter. Ooh, almost a double dribble there. Tries to get it inside to Treadway, batted away by Emily Hart. Bluefield missed the postseason last year, but they faced a giant in Mid-America Christian 2 seasons ago. Lost in the first round. This is their 5th trip. 3rd in the last 4 years. For Grace, it's the 11th trip. 10 of the last 11. For the Lady Lancers, with a new head coach, Dan Davis, after spending 10 years at the helm of Auburn University Montgomery. He brought over former Purdue standout Carol McGregor. Past life, she was Carol Duncan. Shot misses way off. Offensive rebound, and Treadway is there. 19-7 with 9 seconds to go. Bluefield's taking their sweet time. 6 seconds left in the quarter. Hart's gonna have to chuck one. She does, it's intercepted by Miller. Pam Miller nearly gets off the half-court shot that dropped short anyways. And Grace finishes a strong quarter. A 6-0 run finishes the quarter. Bluefield hasn't scored in over 4 minutes. And we'll take a quick break, head into the second quarter in just a minute. Grace leads 19-7. A lot of positives in that quarter for the host, Grace College Lady Lancers. Bluefield College, on the other hand, 0 for 5 from 3, and now another foul will lead to a 3-point opportunity for the hosts. Technically the visitors, as they are the lower seed, but right now, along with the fuel from their band and their fans, a 3-point play finished by Stoll. 22-7. 6 points by Treadway off of the bench have been vital. The junior forward from Kokomo has filled in nicely for Kaylee Warble. Warble back out there along with the entire starting 5. It's cool to see a line substitution like Dan Davis came through with there, and now the defense comes up strong with the turnover number 7. The box score is going to look funny because there's going to be 5 players with the same amount of minutes if this continues, and 5 players again with the other amount of minutes as Warble nearly picks up the offensive rebound. Whoa, they're going to keep it with Grace and claim that Courtney Kendrick touched it. The entire Lady Lancer team was already heading the other direction on the deep shot by Sugg. Sugg is the team's shooting specialist, 34% from behind the arc. And it's Veronica Drake who really orchestrates things. The junior guard and 3rd team all-conference this year. Drake bodies her way in and flings one off the glass, 24-7. 9 minutes to go in the second quarter. Bluefield trying to put an end to this run. Cox from the right side, drives, gets bodied, and bounces one off the backboard and no good. She'll go to the line for 2. 0 for 5 from 3. We'll see if Bluefield elects to continue driving like there. This is going to be their third free throw of the game. 1 for 2 so far by Danae Cox. She continues the struggle. She's now missed 2 straight free throws. Grace College looking like they are loose and have shaken off the rust. They have not played a game since February 19th when they were eliminated in the first round of the Crossroad Leagues tournament. While Bluefield hasn't played since March 2nd when they beat Oakland City after losing in the first round of their conference tournament to Milligan College. A 59-47 win over Oakland City clinched the spot for Bluefield. Popped out to Suggs, right side, into Warble. She gets manhandled and fouled. In that overtime loss that I mentioned for Grace College, 3 players played 40 minutes, Sugg, Stoll, and Hostetler. So expect them to be the workhorses here for the Lady Lancers. Trying to win their 17th game of the season here under first-year head coach Dan Davis. And the first free throw up and good from Warble. Tiana Scott and Haley Turman come in. They stand alongside Tiana Crockett, Kiara Bell Linear, and Danae Cox. Those are the 5 for the Rams, who trail 26-8 here in the second quarter. Struggling to get it across midcourt. Eventually, Cox does carry it across to the middle. Linear, nice move. She gets on the board and ends a lengthy drought, missing their last 5 shots. Down low, they're gonna file and continue to filter through the post as Warble's pass to the outside, a nice one. Driving is Stoll, she gets blocked out of bounds. Clock stopped at 8:01 until halftime. Trying to pass it in is Hostetler. Struggled there to get it over the tall defender at 5'1". Instead, it gets to Drake. She was trying to go over the top, found the corner in Drake, an outlet, and Drake drives and gets fouled. All 16 of the teams were out here parading in between these 2 Ram Lancer games. And that was cool to see all of them here on the court. This is the only site in all of college basketball that has two championships in the same place. Men and women here in the NCCAA. Quite a fantastic venue here in the Manahan Orthopedic Capital Center in its 12th year. At least book another year because the extension has the championship here at least through 2020. Turnover number 9 gives the ball back to Grace, 28-10. Hopefully Bluefield College was watching that Bruton Parker game because Bruton Parker was down 18 earlier today as the 2 seed against the 7 Judson, and they came back to win, just chipped away. Stoll, deep jumper, no good, brought down by Bell Linear. Good ball movement, deep 3 from Cox, and it falls. The first 3 of the game for the 4th seeded Bluefield College Lady Rams, and it's 28-13. Maybe that'll add a spark to this offense. We'll see what the answer is from Grace. Good decision by Sugg not to try to answer with a deep 3. Warble inside, no good, but she gets her own rebound, puts it back up, falling back, a somersault by Kaylee Warble, the 6'1" sophomore, and she can't get the call. Moving the other way, to the corner, Scott, foot on the line, in and out, and Warble picks up the rebound. Who else? She's got 3 of them to lead the team. 6 points as well, tied with Treadway and Drake. Hotstetler looking for a long-range jumper. It's good from 3. The second tray of the game for the Lady Lancers, and it's 31-13. .6:10 to go in the first half, and Scott is fouled. And here comes the second line. It's Wilson, Miller, Godfrey, Minix, and Treadway. It truly is a line 1 and a line 2. I love it. So we'll see what Bluefield does against the second line that they really struggled against in their first rotation. And Wilson, who picked up an early foul, now has a second. Third team foul. Nearing the double bonus, which they would hit 2 fouls from now. Cox over to Scott. She crosses the timeline. Drops it back to Bell Linear. 20 on the shot clock. Good movement by Scott, but she can't find anything. Gets it to Cox. Inside. Crockett over to Bell Linear, and she travels. Turnover number 9 for the Lady Rams. And at this point, they have to just hope to keep it within 20. This is Lauren Godfrey taking it up the court. 11th in the nation is Godfrey in assist to turnover ratio. She's quite good with the ball. Nearly picks up an assist there, but it's missed on the 3 from Minix. Driving, left side. Bell Linear is fouled. And the senior from Richmond will go to the line for 2. Bell Linear, a 45% free throw shooter, but leads the team in field goal shooting with 42%. Off the back rim, no good. And a violation is called. So Bell Linear will have another chance. See if she can go 1 for 3 from the line. She does, and makes Grace College pay for the violation. It's 31-14. Godfrey, the ball handler, inside looking for Treadway. It gets bopped around and off of Black. Called Bluefield ball with 5:13 to go in the second quarter. Tough ball handling there, and Scott stripped. Turnover number 10. Swung to the corner, wide open for 3. Brielle Wilson, too strong. Offensive rebound, Godfrey throws it back up, and it's brought down by Turman. Haphazard throw, and it's saved by the Rams. To the corner, nearly a turnover, diving save, and she's out of bounds. Another unfortunate turn for Tiana Scott with 4:45 to go. We'll reach a media timeout. Take a break. 31-14, Grace College leads here on VNCCAA.org. It's game 7 on the day. 3 on the women's side of the bracket. 3 versus 2 tomorrow at 7 p.m. Here, the winner of this 4-5 battle will take on the champ of the 1-8 following this of Mid-America against Yellowstone tomorrow at about 8:45 p.m. So another full-fledged 8-game slate tomorrow before the Constellation Championships on Friday, and then our 2 championships between the men and the women brackets on Saturday at 2 and 5. Nice move by Treadway, and she continues her hot start. Always important to have one pivotal scorer off the bench, and today it's been Brooke Treadway. 8 points and a 33-14 lead. Grace able to really settle in, gain some comfort on this bump foul from the corner, and Lexi Minix showing some good sportsmanship to try to help up Danae Cox. That's the 5th foul, so that'll send Cox to the line for 2. You know, I really like this new rule. It was added about 3 years ago. Instead of the typical 7 for a bonus, 10 for a double bonus, they added it to 4 quarters, and now 5 fouls just gets you right into the double bonus. No messing around with the single bonus. So Cox will shoot 2 free throws. She does make the first, which renders my point mute for the moment. And we've seen Cox go to the line a few times. She's now 4 for 6 from the charity stripe. Wilson in the corner. 33-16 with 4 minutes to go in the first half. Steady zone here from Bluefield. Five seconds on the shot clock. Mid-range jumper off the rim. No good. Offensive rebound. Another one. 8th offensive rebound for Grace. And they survive again, keep things alive. Treadway wanted it. Her defender fell. That was Hart. Treadway again open down low. She's begging for the ball. And they're going to call the 3-second call against her. Treadway wanted the ball. Corey Mullins audibly begging for the 3-second, and they finally give it to her. And now the new line comes out. It's Stoll, Hostetler, Drake, Sugg, and Warble. The line 1. Let's just go line 1. Line 1 and line 2 for Grace College. As Bluefield will try to decipher this with 3.5 minutes to go in the half. Unable to recover from the zone. A wide open 3, no good from Cox. Offensive rebound, the 8th for Bluefield comes through as Emily Hart drops it in. Back to the 2-3 zone. Warble with the pass inside. Spinning jumper from Drake isn't gonna fall. And now a chance to pull even closer. (33-18) the score. Left side, one-handed runner, no good. That was a bit of a confident shot there. That didn't fall. And then a jump ball that stays with Bluefield on an aggressive play on the floor from Kaylee Warble. .240 to go, looking for an outlet. They find Kendrick at the top of the key. To the corner, Kendrick, no good. Running up is Sugg, she calls for it. 1-2 and a jump up. Not gonna fall there for the leader, the senior Sugg. Drop off pass to Hart, right at that elbow. Crockett lines up, hits the side of the rim. And Grace now looking to end a scoreless drought of about 2 minutes. With this line 1 on the court, Hostetler brings it up. She's averaging about 9 points a game. Sits tight with 5 at the moment. Sugg to the corner, 3 ball, money, Kiana Stoll. 36-18 as Stoll picks up her 8th point. tying Treadway for the team lead. Cook posts up, unfriendly roll, and it's picked up by the 6'1" Warble. Look at that speed, untouched down the middle. Veronica Drake forces a timeout called by Corey Mullins. 20-point lead. If Grace was aiming for 20, they got their goal. 1:23 to go in the first half. We'll take a quick break. Grace College trying to advance to the semifinals for the first time in quite some time. They lost in the first round in 2018, 2017, 2015, 2014, and 2013 as they make their 11th trip to the national tournament and here force a turnover. Bluefield now with 11 turnovers. Grace starts with the ball here in the second half. 20 minutes away from a second round appearance for the first time in 10 years for the Lady Lancers. 10 points in the first half for Kiana Stoll, along with 8 for Drake. Hostetler added 5 Sugg with 6. And here a quick start for Stoll as she continues her torrid pace. It's 46-18. It's rotation number 1 for the Lady Lancers here to start the second half. The starting 5 of Stoll, Hostetler, Drake, Sugg, and Warble. As Danae Cox adds some points for the visiting, but host today, the Bluefield College Lady Rams, the 4th seed in this tournament, at risk of dropping to the consolation bracket and us finally seeing our first upset of the day, as the 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the men's side all advanced, and the 2 and the 3 in the top half of the women's bracket won this morning. This would be the primetime matchup tomorrow night. The winner of this game will face the winner of Mid-America against Yellowstone later tonight, following the Roberts Wesleyan Bruton Park affair tomorrow at about 7. I'm Daniel Gilman, welcoming you back into this broadcast of NCCAA basketball. It's the Women Basketball D1 National Championship from Winona Lake, Indiana. (46-20) as Sugg holds. Long pass, Stoll to the corner. Wide open 3 for Hostetler, and it's no good. Flank to the outside, picked up by Hart on the run. She finds Crockett, and Bluefield likes to slow it down. This is a Bluefield team that doesn't score points in bunches, only 60 a game, but they only allow 59 a game. 4th in defense in the nation in that first half. Grace nearly tripled the first half defensive totals this season for Bluefield. We saw that second rotation for Grace come up big with Brooke Treadway's 8 points and some help from the defense of Lexi Minix and Pam Miller. But offensively, that second line, only Brooke Treadway got points, as the drive from Haley Turman is successful, and 22 points on the board now for Bluefield College. The drive coming from Sugg, way off to the left. With 7:45 to go in the third quarter, Grace, despite that early bucket, has been pretty cold. Here a foul on the rebound attempt, a bit of a push. Warble called for it on the rebound by Cook, and now we'll have a throw in under the hoop. 13 points for Stoll, 9 for Cox, the 2 leaders. Good Euro step by Cox, and she finds the hole. 46-24. Excuse me, that's Cook. .50 run for the Bluefield Lady Rams, and now they get a turnover. Just the 6th turnover of the game compared to 12 for the Rams offensively. Maybe a chance to pull within 19 with a 3. Biggest discrepancy on the stat sheet is that turnover ratio, 12 compared to 6. Points in the paint as well, Grace dominating, 22 compared to 14. And the points off of those turnovers have been big. Here's a points off the turnovers for Emily Hart in a little 8-foot J. 46-26, 20-point game, as they now have 4 points off of turnovers compared to Grace College's 14. Lots of ball movement here. There's a nice screen at the top of the key. Looking forward is Warble. Swung right side to Drake. No good. Brought down by Cox. So it's been all Rams here since the start of that Stoll 3. And 1 for Cook. 5 unanswered if she finishes the 3-point play. And looking for line 2 to come in. Dan Davis is going to make the change. And you know the deal. It's Wilson, Miller, Minix, Godfrey, Treadway. And as I mentioned, Treadway the only one in this line with any points. So the guards will look to add to that. As Cook cannot complete the three-point play. Still, it's down to 18. A 9-0 run over the last 3 minutes. Here's Brielle Wilson. Tough pass to the corner. Minix gets it to the top. Back to Minix in the corner for three. There it is. The first points from a guard in this line. And it is a three-pointer for Lexi Minix. Weaving her way through the middle, over to Cox, left side. Cook, she is hot and misses this one just a little strong. Back to a 21-point lead for Grace. Their largest lead of the game is 27. Bluefield, on the other hand, has not led all game long, and it doesn't look like they will anytime soon. Deep three! Oh, it's Godfrey, and now the second line is feeling it. 52-28 the score. Back-to-back deep trays for the Lady Lancers. And look at their coach. Look at him. He's out there on the court. He's playing defense along with his teammates. Dan Davis, the one-time player for Auburn University Montgomery, looks like he's playing out there with the gray suit, but he's got the sneaks on. Actually reached the NAIA National Tournament as a player with AUM. Kiera Bell Linear comes in. Turman gets a break. Kendrick as well checks in. Out goes Cook. A well-deserved rest for Sierra Cook and some water. As Shelby Key, the assistant coach, talks to her. A runner from Hart, no good. She gets her own rebound. Wide open, Kendrick from the baseline, a little strong. And poked out of bounds by Hart. Grace College with the ball back, 52-28 the score. Sugg, the leading scorer on this Lancer team, 16.5 points a game, has 6. Stoll leading the way with 13, she averages 9. Awkward pass picked up by Minix. Looks to drive. And it's Godfrey who picked up the last 3. Let's see if they share the love. Wilson to the corner, it's Minix again. Oh, it's nothing but nylon. 3 straight threes for the hosts. And the Lady Lancers lead by 27, tying their largest lead of the contest. Cox escapes a trap. Drives, fouled, and she'll go to the line for 2. Couldn't have asked for more from your second line after the first line struggled a bit here in the second half. This line has put together a 9-1 run with 3 threes. As Cox's first free throw drops, she spent a lot of time at the line. 5 of 7 now is Danae Cox. Make it 6 of 8, and it's 55-30. Minix has a pair of threes, Godfrey with a 3 as well. We'll see where Pam Miller goes. Down low, it's Treadway who's gonna get called for another 3 seconds. That's her second of this game. Trap nearly turns it over, picked up by Bell Linear. Leads for an opportunity for Cox. She's shut down by Treadway. That was a mismatch for Danae Cox. She couldn't take advantage. Kendrick double teamed. 2-3 zone working to perfection here for Grace, but the foul called on the drive. Only 7 bench points so far for Bluefield. Obviously that stat a bit distorted for Grace as they pretty much have 5 benched starters as they just bring in and play almost the same amount of time. Looks like the 5 starters have about 17 minutes of play and the other 5 have about 9 minutes of play. And we've seen Olivia Pearson for a minute or 2. Second free throw is good, it's 55-31. Godfrey wanted to chuck it up. Instead it goes over to Minix, trying to direct the traffic with Treadway in the middle. Deep three. Brielle Wilson wants to join the parade. No good. Offensive rebound and the foul. No, they don't call a foul. It's called batted out of bounds. Davis wanted a foul, the head coach for Grace College in his first season. Third straight trip to this tournament. As I mentioned, trying to reach the second round for the first time in a long time. Brielle Wilson, as I mentioned, now joins the party. And it's 58-31. All of those guards that hadn't had a point entering the second half, well, 4 of them have threes now. Just looking for Pam Miller to cap off. Miller, not much of a three-point threat. She's only attempted 2 this season, so don't count on that happening anytime soon. No good on the runner, and Treadway picks up a lazy foul on the rebound by Hart. Hart's first free throw, no good. She's shooting 75% from the line, but these free points coming a little harder than expected. Jump ball called and a hard fall there by Lexi Minix. Excuse me, that's Pam Miller, the senior forward. (58-31) the score, with 2:20 to go in the third quarter. Our 7th of 8 games today. Mid-range jumper, nothing but nylon. Another tray, and it's 61-31. And at that point, that is mid-range right now for Grace. Timeout called. No timeout, a foul called on the steal, and Grace will have the ball back again. Thought Bluefield wanted a break. Turman comes back in. Cox takes a break along with Kendrick. Also back in is Ayanna Strother, the freshman, number 25, in the white headband for Bluefield College. Strother closing in on defense in the corner. Pass by Wilson. To the elbow goes Godfrey. Trying to extend the lead to over 30 points now. Off the backboard and the foul called, as Treadway will go to the line to try to make it 32. For those that are curious, Grace's biggest win of the season is over Wright State Lake Campus by 64 points back in October. Not sure they're going to top that. They also beat Great Lakes Christian by 60 and Silver Lake by 43. So some lofty scores in pre-conference play. But when things really matter is that one misses off the right side. The largest win of conference play looks like just about 16 points. And this would be quite the win for Grace College if they continue this with their second line of rotation, as the steal by Godfrey. She can't put it up though. Basket up and good. Emily Hart gets it within 30. And a travel going the other way against Brielle Wilson, her 3rd turnover of the game. 1:17 to go in the 3rd quarter. Bluefield really struggling. Bluefield has lost in the first round in the last 2 seasons of this tournament. They lost last year to Mid-America 2 years ago. They didn't make it last year, pardon me. 2 years ago to Mid-America and 3 years ago to Colorado Christian. A young team, 12 underclassmen for the Lady Rams out of Bluefield, Virginia. Excited to see what they'll bring to their 2020 slate. Brooke Treadway continues her scoring ways as the junior only averaging about 14 minutes a game, now with 10 points. 63-35, 14 seconds to go. Another turnover, number 16, forced by the Grace College Lady Lancers. And now a turnover, possession changes hands. Picked up by Cook, they've got 3 seconds. Let's see who notices. No one does, and we'll go right into the end of the third quarter with a 63-35 lead for the Lady Lancers, definitely avenging the loss that the men's side took to this Bluefield College earlier today. We'll take a break. You're listening and watching the Women's Championship Round 1 from the 2019 NCCAA National Championships. Grace College 10 minutes away from a second round date with the winner of Mid-America against Yellowstone, the 8-1 matchup following this. Bluefield looking for a historic comeback, 28 down, as Courtney Kendrick with the ball to the middle. Little mid-range jumper from Turman misses, and Grace tries to run and continue to stretch their lead. Combination of the two lines are out there. Or excuse me, no, it's just line one, pardon me for Grace, as this three from Hostetler misses. So Stoll, Hostetler, Drake, Sugg, and Warble back out in the black unis with the red trimming. Red trim for Bluefield with the white unis as well, as it's Cox, Hart, Cook, Crockett, Turman. All 10 who started the game, as Kendrick named all defensive team in the AAC, nearly got a steal there. Sugg sensing some pressure, drops it down low, spinning runner, no good. A trap at midcourt, nearly a turnover, pinballed right back to Crockett, and now with numbers, they kick it to the corner. Turman, 21% from three. Don't tell her that, because she just smashed one. Then trying to go the other way, Grace misses a rare three. They were 6 from 10 from behind the arc in the third quarter. How about that number? And on the flip side, that three for Turman, although it came from an unexpected source, only the second three-pointer of the game for Corey Mullins' bunch. As we have some substitutions come in, we'll see Tiana Scott, number 15, check in along with number 25, Ayanna Strother. A bouncy Kiana Stoll all the way to the hoop. She can keep bouncing into the semifinals tomorrow. as the lead balloons back to 27. Stoll with a game-high 13 and a near steal for Hostetler. Eight steals, nearing their season average of 11 and a half, which ranks in the top 10 nationally. Strother looking for somewhere to go, defended by Hostetler to the corner, and Kendrick off the front of the rim. Picked up by Treadway, who's out there running with the first team, and Warble, they've got the two big set. I missed that, pardon me there, as Warble and Treadway, the two sequoia trees among the three guards of Sugg, Hostetler, and Stoll. Means Drake is sitting on the bench as Warble makes them pay for not paying attention down low. 67-38. Looks like Drake is getting ready to check back in. Junior from Marion. As Tiana Scott looks for an opening. She might take this one, she does, and it's good. Tiana Scott's first bucket of the game. 67-41 with 7 minutes to go in this contest. With the left and the English by Cameron Hostetler. Interception right at midcourt. Grace is not taking the foot off the pedal. Inside the three-point line, Brooke Sugg comes through. 8 points now for the senior from Fishers, and that'll draw a timeout with 6:39 to go in the fourth quarter. It's a 30-point lead for Grace College on the nccaa.org. It's been a fantastic day one from Winona Lake, Indiana, here at the NCCAA National Championships, men and women, both here at this venue at the Manahan Orthopedic Capital Center. Fantastic job by Tiana Crockett to break through the full court press and find a trip to the line. Two teams awaiting the final game of the night. The defending champs, Mid-American Christian, who defeated Concordia last season to win the championship, will take on a rematch of their first round last season against the 8th-seeded Yellowstone Christian. So that game about 10 minutes after this one finishes. And the two winners will face off, the two losers will face off. As tomorrow at noon, Hiwassee will take on Judson. Tough one for Judson after blowing a 19-point lead against Bruton Park earlier today. Roberts Wesleyan and Bruton Park will do battle at about 7 o'clock tomorrow night before these winners from tonight take the center court for the primetime 8:45 game. Strother nearly finishes on the strong look. 6 minutes to go. 71-42. An update, Treadway, by the way, battling 4 fouls, so we'll see if she plays a little bit more conservative. Coach Davis leaving her in there, not playing with her usual line 2 as the foul is called against Bluefield there. 5:52 to go in this game. Treadway, nearly quite the attempt to draw the charge there by Crockett, and instead easily leads to a Warble offensive rebound and putback. 73-42. 12 offensive rebounds now for Grace. And here's a steal, and the put-in by Treadway, nearing a career-high 12 now for the junior from Kokomo. Only averages about 4 points a game. Today, her coming out party. Put on 5 rebounds on top of that for a season average of 4, and she is exceeding expectations. Strother misses with the right. Catches the ball standing out of bounds. It's another change of possession. And here comes line 2 with one little change. They're gonna bring in Rachel Montgomery as the big man and have Veronica Drake out there with Olivia Pearson, Lauren Godfrey. And they're gonna keep Brooke Sugg out there as well. So a couple starters with a couple reserves. Sugg looking for an opening, she takes it, pump fakes. Under 5 to go. Defended by Strother. Good pass inside, and Rachel Montgomery comes through. The junior standing at 6 foot. 77-42 with under 5 to go. We see Sierra Cook blocked by Montgomery. What an opening for Rachel Montgomery, a bucket and a block. And now Drake, an and one. Bench is really getting riled up now. 79-42. Even in the overtime game in the Crossroads League's tournament, Grace couldn't get up to 79. They finished with a final score of 74. In fact, the last time Grace got up to 79 points was a 79-66 win back on February 2nd at Bethel. 3-point play unable to be finished, and they stick at 79-42 as Drake comes out. In comes Minix. Brio Wilson also checks in for Sugg. Pass goes to the outside. Number 30, Kendall Cloninger, couldn't quite grab it, but it stays with Bluefield. Grace looking to score 80 points for the first time in 2019. 1 point away from it with 4 minutes to go. Bucket missed. Running. Far corner. Here's Godfrey. Pop. Stop. Drop. There's 81. Good ball movement by Bluefield to get around the full court press. And a foul called on a reach-in. 3 team fouls, 2 away from the bonus as Minix comes out. And we'll see Melissa Goss for the first time today. She gets a nice ovation. From 3, it's Cook. It's off. Offensive rebound, Warble. Pardon me, that's Turman. Inside, Kendrick, no one guarding her, and she puts in the easy 2. 81-44. Going the other way. It looks easy, and it is. 83-44. From the corner, another three from Turman. Wow, she is on fire. Her second three of the ball game. After the Wilson bucket, these teams continuing to trade long balls. 83-47 now, as Turman with a pair of threes adds her total up to 8. Kiara Bell Linear comes in for Kendrick. 2:48 to go. 36-point lead. Across the timeline, they've got an opening. In. Nearly a travel as Turman puts it in. Time winding down. Grace looking to punch their ticket to the semifinals. And with confidence, they will bring. Lots of rest for the starters as well, as this deep three is a little strong from Olivia Pearson. Corner. Cloninger just throws one up like she grabbed a hot potato. And it's back towards Grace. This is Melissa Goss. Off balance, offensive rebound. Montgomery drops it in. 85-49 with 1:45 to go. A reminder, we've got one more game. It is the defending champs, Mid-America Christian. From Oklahoma City, the Evangels, against the Centurions of Yellowstone Christian College out of Billings, Montana. Those two teams met last season. Our first rematch from 2018 in a 40-point win for the girls from Oklahoma City. Foul and one. Count the bucket. It's a three-point play for Olivia Pearson.
Good basket from Olivia Pearson. Sierra Cook. Player foul 2, team 2. And 1 for Olivia Pearson.
Pearson converts the three-point play. Now 8 of 11 from the line. If you're the Lady Lancers, 9 of 17 for the visiting Rams. And a stoppage here at midcourt. Pushed by Wilson. And any foul after this will send the Rams to the line. It's 88-49. Pass to the middle, picked off by Brielle Wilson. She's running down the right flank. Godfrey's gonna drop it off to Pearson. Already one three-point play. Good strong pick by Montgomery. She wants it in the middle. Goss, 55 seconds. Inside to Montgomery. She's gonna finish this herself. No, it's unselfish to the corner, and Godfrey a little strong, and a pull down foul keeps it at this end. Grace's 73 points per game ranks 12th. This 90-point showing will surely boost that. As the three no good from Wilson, they continue to chuck it up by 39. Going the other way, the Rams, 36 seconds to go. Blocked, offensive rebound, Turman, and a foul will send her to the line. And Haley Turman, who has not taken many free throws this season. In fact, only 6 attempts from the line for Haley Turman. Turman has had some experience here on this stage. Played 11 minutes in the 7th place victory back in 2017. That was over Crowley's Ridge, as Pam Miller comes back in the game for Brielle Wilson. In those 11 minutes, Turman came through with 2 points for her team. But 4 for 6 from the line this season. We'll see how her free throw form looks, and it's right on. So a team averaging 61 gets to 50 here late in the 4th quarter. In an off day for Corey Mullen's bunch. Only one Bluefield College team will advance today. The other will go into the losers bracket tomorrow at 1:45 and face whoever fails to come out victorious in our next game between Mid-America and Yellowstone. 2-second differential. We'll see if they choose to shoot or not. Won't matter, it's a turnover. Only the 10th turnover of the game. Coming the other way, Cloninger. It's good! Puts through the bucket, 52 points now for the Rams. And a nice bucket there for the junior. And now they will dribble it out. The clock hits triple zeros, and for the first time in a long time, the Grace College Lady Lancers are alive in the semifinals. 88-52 the victory. We will be back for one final game of this Thursday after Kiana Stoll and off the bench, Brooke Treadway lead the team with double-digit points. A wire-to-wire victory, 88-52. Daniel Gilman signing out. We'll be back for the defending champs Mid-America against the 8-seed Cinderella Yellowstone Christian. This has been a presentation of NCCAA basketball on the nccaa.org.